Yeah, good. Alright. What's the problem with the yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, no, it's good. What's the name of that? Oh, it's fine.
Of course, the little red massive version 35X eventually gave up the Ghost, and the 135 was launched. And of course, the 135, which came out in 1963, became one of Massey Ferguson's top selling tractors. And they also did a Massey Fergie version of this and called it a 35X. And of course, that had just a few little refinements on it, which gave, I think it gave about an extra 6 or 7 horsepower. It wasn't a lot to the farmer, but it actually meant something when you were working the land. Of course, many tractors never had cabs, and of course the use of cabs came out in 1974 with the advent of the cab, and of course the safety cabs then became an all-important feature on the tractor. Examples of miniature steam going past me at the moment, in the form of anti-contra engines and road locomotives. And there's one called Albert. I bet that sort of story is back to Albert. So there we are, just an insight into the fascinating world of steam. And it's a fascinating one because, like I say, it only started 160 years ago. 160 years in the 1880s, the first steam engine. By 1930, the steam era is finished because the combustion engine was there, the tractors were there, the cars were there. Steam was labour intensive, you always needed 2 people. You needed a steerman and a fireman. And of course, long time the tractor, with the combustion engine, you only need 1 person, so the steam era then started to fall by the wayside. Somebody once said to me, can an engine run out of pump? No, it can't really. What an engine does is to actually change its gearing and its ratio. So if it was too much of an incline, it would make a adjustments there on the left-hand wheel, and that will change the steering. Always nice to see Macbeth, the little black engine there, Macbeth, on the rally field. Did quite a few shows actually. I do about 22 shows and it's quite a few I attend, I must say. I thought Abbey Hill last time, Shooting Stone or someone. Yeah, Macbeth. They've all got their names that all mean something to the engine owner. Example there in front of me, the maroon engine called solid flywheel means road locomotive. And if you can imagine Pittsburgh back in the day having a road locomotive full size at the front of a heavy low loader trailer, one at the back as well, and that was how you would carry all the weight around on major haulage work back in that era. Tim Bale there with his Atkinson lorry. Still 2017. And the black engine just gone by the beer pen there is the road locomotive example as well. I split it a few hundred gallons, I split it in. But anyway, Richard's our man over here today. He's coming over to see me. I want to know what's going on with his boiler, because Richard, I need to know what's happening with the boiler. You've got the casing off by the looks of it. Yeah. Or is the paint just come off? What's going on? No, this is pulled off, broke the line so we can sit down and repair it. Ooh, I think I remember that. Yeah, glad it's back on, yeah. So, taking it to at home. So, yeah. Isn't that broke it? Yeah, well, fair enough. At least it's sort of ended, that was the thing. Now, you know, when we talk about things like, this is the Burrell, isn't it? Yeah, the Burrell. When we talk about things like the Burrell, it's interesting. Oh, yeah, some interesting stuff going on. Road to rail, that's what it's all about. Road to rail. This is the time of day when any vehicle comes into the playpen for the rest of the afternoon. Of course, this will be where it starts to fill up a little bit now, and you get a chance to have a look at the steam, look at the tractors, and just enjoy. all very, very important stuff, because those boilers that run at about 125 pounds per square inch in pressure, which is quite a lot. Now the big maroon engine coming up at the moment is the Marshall's the Gainsborough engine, owned by Chris and Laura, and of course that is making very, very light work of pulling the timber tractor trailer. And of course that engine was, first of all, when it was built, it went to Australia. And eventually it came back to Australia in a container as a box of bits. And the timber they had to get built and done in a foundry, and that engine is now fully restored and working, as you can see. It weighs in at a whopping 14 or 15 tonnes, and it's got that lovely smoke box on the front where you can put your dinner in and cook the dinner if you want to. Nice to see a young person driving the tractor, because that is the age where you bring them into the preservation market. Because you bring them in at a young age, they get a liking for the vehicles and eventually become the custodians of them. And I say that's important. Because we all get older, we all sell our exhibits. I sold mine a few years ago, and I'd say. But, yeah. Brand new in the firebox, so brand new copper in there, 30 grand of raw material alone, 20 grand on top of that performance. So yeah, steam engines, as the guys all well know, is an expensive business, but equally now we've got an engine that we can look after and enjoy in security for years to come. Now looking at the paint job on the engine, that's actually done by hand. You can barely see a brush stroke, can you? Yeah, it's all been hand-painted, handwritten as well with the crest. There's lots of flashing back, I think, to get a nice, all those brushes, you wouldn't know it. And even the gold leaf, I mean, these engines of this period are quite ornate in their design. They had obviously classic Victorian lines, but then, they're really not convinced of gold leaf. They've got on the smoke box, they've got on the bucket beams, on the tender, the cracks on the side, all gold sign as well. So, very ornate livery. The green actually was subjective with the Southern Delicious Spring glass and something up. I don't know if you do that. It is an absolute amazing restoration. So what do you know about LSWR? So LSWR stands for the London South Western Railway. This engine was built 1893. It was a regular performer. The lovely little road locomotive there with the solid flywheel. And of course the reason it had solid flywheels on road locomotives was so that it didn't spook the horses. If you had the like the agriculture wheel, you've got the wheel divided into so many sections. With a road locomotive, it normally carried a heavier load between two of that type of vehicle, and you have a solid flywheel, so when you overtake horses, it doesn't frighten them. Now the big users of things like road locomotives were textbooks back in the day, and they'd have one at the front, one at the rear, and a low loader in the middle, carrying a heavy load. Now we're back to the sensible lorry again, and of course that was restored 3 years ago. Built in Rochester in Kent, and was one of the most popular rollers of its time. Now, most steam world came into being 160 years ago, and this one was dated from the early 1900s. So the engine there, which is over 100 years old, and of course it looks absolutely superb. Down at Maidstone, or not Maidstone, rather down Rochester, the horse there is their shield, it's the Invicta horse, and of course that was displayed proudly at their work as well. If these guys went away for months on end, they would tow a living van. And of course there's some great examples down over the end of the field there of living vans that these guys would have to literally pack all their belongings and take off with the wife and the kids maybe and go away for weeks on end. I don't know what the Wallace and Stevens engine weighs, I must say. So it's probably a healthy 11 ton or so. And of course we're joined by the miniatures as well. And the miniatures, for one reason, when you look at these are 4-inch scale, and a 4-inch scale miniature is 1/3 size. If it's 6-inch it would be half size, if it's 3-inch scale it would be quarter size. But of course, being 4-inch scale, this is the ideal size so you can actually look down at an engine, you can get an inkling of where the firebox is, where the water tender is. As mentioned earlier, most of our steam engineering companies would then sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. We're just talking about the history of the Massey Ferguson, how they rolled out of Banner Lane up there in Coventry. And of course, a lot of the Massey Ferguson stuff owed its heritage and things to Harry Ferguson, the very man. Lovely to see a 4-inch miniature. It's had the plate in the playpen. And of course, miniature means exactly that. It's a miniature version of the full size. So 4 inch, remember, is a 1/3 size, 6 inches half size, and a 3 inches quarter size. So the long size on the top there, right in the middle, is the 4 inch 1/3 size engine. And of course, miniature engine, small engine, and you can see every component, how it all works. So if it's the young person got lots of little certain questions, similarity to the county and also to the form rating practice. And of course it has. It shares some of the core components, especially the engine and the bottom. Now when we talk of forward drive practice, so it's got the motor that runs through the eastern side wheel, we are talking about the county rate, the 1174 there, the German on home, and of course that tractor is developed by County of Fleet in Hampshire, and they took apart and cut up vintage lorries from World War II. Well, they mentioned the green steel marker, of course, markers of Gainsborough, in their early days, were traction engine manufacturers, and the big place of the traction engine in the arena. Back in the day, that would not have looked out of place running a festival machine, because it would have made use of the pulley on the side of the tractor. The roadwork there, and also the council, with similar side wheels, they totally think those tractors burn on a tight circle. The bigger the wheels you've got, the wider the circle brings out the float. But there's a lovely County 1174 there, fresh out of restoration. Beautiful. The little filtered Dexter here is the stable with a big brother, the sister Dexter, who's just off with a little refinement and horsepower. We've made mention of Harry Ferguson, we've made mention of Matthew Ferguson, and of course the Ferguson is Norden Common. And Norden of late, before they died, became home to the Matthew Ferguson construction equipment range. Now this is the steel mark, it's got transfer. If you were to actually stop on the floor, the transfer would actually rock backwards and forwards, because the system is horizontal, not vertical. So, if I can actually just pull up and demonstrate that for us if you want to. I love the County 1174, like I say, County was derived from County Commercial. As I said earlier, it's always nice to see young people taking part in the business goes, because the young people become the future guardians of all of the vehicles. When you look at the drawbar on the green tractor that's just gone by, only disadvantage with that is that they can, if you're towing something very heavy like a plough on a field or a harrow, you can, if you get this dug into the ground, it can put the tractor up. So you can see the advantage of having the hydraulic lift arms from the rear over the drawbar.